Well, hello there, folks, and welcome to Black Mesa Source computer game. Now, before I start, I would like to introduce myself to you. My name is Marin, and my last name is Jerkovic. I am from a Croatian state, and I am from a town called Pula. Or should I say Zdravo svima, if I'm very Croatian man after all, right? Okay, so many of you probably heard for the Black Mesa Source game, and it's a great mod created by many team and developers from many years. And if I'm not mistaken, the development started back in 2004 when the developer leader, I'm not really sure what his name is right now, started to do this project by using the entire Half-Life 2 engine and to rebuild the entire Half-Life 1 game in Half-Life 2 engine. And now finally, after long 8 years, they finally did it. So, Black Mesa Source is a simple mod created using a simple Half-Life 2 engine, and they rebuild the entire Half-Life 2 game, Half-Life 1 game, sorry, my mistake, from the beginning to end, except for the Zen Border World chapters. But I'm pretty sure they're going to finish them this, or if not this, then the next year, 2013 or 2014. Anyway, I have played the entire game from the beginning to end 2 times. First time with surface tension map, which was the original file from the developers, and the second time with the surface tension map uncut, which the developer, which is not a part of the Black Mesa team, made, which the Black Mesa team kind of missed from the original, and it was kind of sad that they did not contain the entire surface tension chapter sections, but the other guy, which is not the which is not the part of the Black Mesa team, made that missing part, and I played the second part of the game with that surface tension uncut map data files, and it was really great. He also included that on a rail old music, which probably some of you might have heard on YouTube or even on the surface tension map uncut if you have been playing with those files, of course. Anyway, to make all this a little bit shorter, I'm making this video because I wanted to show you something already for a pretty long time, and I just didn't have enough time to do it before. And now I found it's finding some time, so here it goes. Those of you who have played the entire game from the beginning to end, and those of you who know all the music in game, you probably noticed that the musics are great. The musics are great, they automatically play on the certain parts, they greatly describe the levels, the environment, and everything else. However, what I noticed is that at the end of the Lambda Core chapter, in the last battle, before you get to the portal for the Zen Border World, there is a great, beautiful, perfect fight. It's pretty hard. You are being attacked by the whole time of all the aliens that are being teleported in the room from that portal right before you go into the portal to the Zen Border World. But what I have noticed at the end of the Lambda Core chapter, at the end of the game, is that in that beautiful, great action, full of adrenaline and everything else, I noticed that there is no music. The Black Mesa team included great music, but they did not include a single music at the end of the final battle. At the end of the final battle, Lambda Core, at the end when you are being teleported to Zen, and when you're being attacked by all those aliens, you are, trying to survive before you get into the portal, but while you're fighting to get to the portal, there is no music at all. So, I decided to recreate the map, open the existing map on the Lambda Core chapter, put the music inside, and then compile the entire map again and make it as a simple .bsp file so you guys can play it too, but this time having the music too. So what I have done is that when you start the Lambda Core chapter, the last part of the map, the last map file, .bsp file, when you get to that room with that huge teleportation device, during the action you will hear a great music which is going to even more increase your adrenaline, a lot more than it did before for the first time without music, but this time you are going to have the music playing in the background. And the music is a great action music that I found somewhere, and I decided to use it this time so I can finally have the last part of the game, which is of course at the end of the Lambda Core chapter, but this time with the music. And with the music I must say that it feels definitely a lot better. So, how do you install this map? Well, it's actually very simple. If you knew how to install the surface tension map uncut files, it's completely the same way to install my map file too. Okay, now before I start, I'm not going to tell you right now how to install that because I wrote it in my RTF help text file, so just read that and you will know how to do that because it's very simple and fast. There are just like 2 or 3 simple, fast, easy, super easy steps how to do that. So just do it and then come back to this video to continue on. Okay, now let's assume that you have installed those files. And let's assume that you have turned on the game like I did right now. There are several, there are a few ways of how you can start the Lambda Core chapter at the end where you can hear my great music. So one more time I'm repeating, I have decompiled the map, I put the music inside, changed a couple of things, and recompiled the entire map again from the beginning to end, and now you have the finished.bsp file together with MP3 music file playing at the end Battle of the Lambda Core chapter 14. Now, there are a couple of ways of how you can start my map, or if you... well, let's just make it more simple. Let's do it this way. There are a couple of ways. You can go to New Game, and you can go to immediately... You can immediately go to the last chapter 14, but as you can see this is disabled right now because I haven't played the game again for the 3rd time because I reinstalled the game so the chapters are reinstalled. So now you have a choice. Okay, now there are a couple of ways of how you can play my map immediately. It's not my map, it's the developer's map, but I just modified the map a little bit by putting the music at the end of the battle. So you can do it this way. You can go to load game and find the last save game which is on the map before the last map, or you can go to New Game and immediately go to the chapter 14 which is called Lambda Core and play the entire Lambda Core from the beginning to end, or of course you can play the entire game from the beginning to end, from the chapter 1 all the way to the end of chapter 14. However, if you do not have any save games, like I do not have right now, as you can see it says there are currently no save games to display, but you also cannot play any of the chapters except the first one. There are a couple of ways of how you can play this map. So you can, like I said before, play from the last save game which is saved on the map before the last map BSP file. You can go to New Game and play for the last chapter 14, or if you want to, of course, if you're crazy enough, you can play the entire game from the beginning to end. Anyway, to unlock these chapters, if you, for example, want to start playing for this chapter, or simply load the save game, you can open the console and write the command inside. Now, if you do not know how to open a console, or it simply doesn't work for you, you need to go to Options, Keyboard, Advanced, and now be sure that Enable Developer Console is checked. Click OK. Click Apply and click OK again. Now open the console, usually the keyboard button key located right on the left side on the number 1 button key on the keyboard. Once you press it, the console will be opened, and now you can write a couple of things in here. Now, to unlock all the chapters, you need to write SV downline unlocked chapters 15, and then press the submit button or the enter button on your keyboard. Okay, and after that just close the console, and when you go to New Game, you can notice that all chapters are now unlocked. All chapters are now unlocked. All 15 chapters are now unlocked. Okay, so now in this video we are going to be concentrating on chapter 14, Lambda Core. Now, with this command I have just unlocked all the chapters, and now I can play the Lambda Core from the beginning to end, but since I do not want to make this video very long, I'm going to just play the last map file in this Lambda Core chapter 14 to show you what I did, and hopefully many of you are going to like it. So, to play the map, the last map, which contains the music at the end of the battle before you get to the Zen border portal, you can open the console again and write map space. By the way, you can notice that when you open the console, when you start writing that, let me just close it again. When you open the console, when you start writing map, this small sign here has been shown. Now that happens because of the button key you press to open the console, but just ignore that. Just delete the sign and make sure that map is at the beginning. So just write map space, and the name of the map is completely the same. So the name of the last map in the Lambda Core chapter 14 is the same. but I just modified it a little bit, but of course I preserved the original name. So just write map space bm downline C3A2H and then click the enter button on your keyboard, or simply click the submit button on the right with your mouse click. Okay, so I'm going to show you the entire last map from the beginning to end, and you're going to hear a great music which is going to increase adrenaline probably to most of you players who like this Black Mesa servers, because it's a great engine. I mean, it's a great game, sorry my mistake, and hopefully the last battle is not going to be not just a last battle, but it's going to be a last battle with music, which is going to be even more than just a battle. Okay, so I think that's it, and let's start. But before I start, I want you to know that if the music is kind of too loud or too quiet because of the other things in the game, so for example, if you hear the game sounds too quiet or too loud, or if you hear the music too quiet or too loud, you can go again to options, audio, and you can hear now adjust the game volume, which is the volume everything connected to the game, and the music volume, which is just the music. So the game volume are all the sounds you hear in the game: shooting, jumping, shooting at enemies, aliens, soldiers, scientists, and so on. And the music volume is simply, you know, just the music, nothing else. So if the music is not heard very well to you, just decrease the game volume a little bit, and that should be it. All right. So let's start. I hope you will enjoy. From now on, I'm not going to be saying anything, because I want you to hear only the game sounds and music and everything else. So I'm going to be, well, let's just say I'm going to shut up and not saying anything anymore. Alright, so let's begin.
Power 45%. finally found us!
So this is the guy, huh? Thought you'd never make it.
Oh, nonsense, Hunter. Nothing stands in the way of our errant knight in shining, high-impact reactive armor.
Guess not.
Right then. This way, Dr. Freeman. We've been expecting you. This way, Gordon. What you see before you is the supply depot for our first survey team. Quite a few handsome specimens were collected from the border world and brought back this way. Before the survey members started being collected themselves, that is. These readings have given us reason to suspect that there is an immense portal over there, created and maintained by the intense concentration of a single powerful being. I'm sure that you will know it when you see it. I am loath to say this, Gordon, but you must kill it.
Yeah, you better kill it. No ifs, ands, or asses about it.
Of course, you owe us nothing, Dr. Freeman. But you've come this far. You know as much about these creatures as anyone.
Enough to know that if you don't wipe it out... Well, let's put it this way. There ain't gonna be much for you to come home to.
Yes. So if you're willing, my colleague is waiting for you at the main portal controls. Dr. Steinman will open the gates for you. And don't let Hunter's brash attitude frighten you. We've all been a wee bit rankled since the incident. He'll equip you with the proper armaments for the task ahead. Do hurry. Are you sure this is the right way?
So, you're actually gonna go through with this, huh? You're braver than you look. This here's my personal collection. The best military-grade hardware this side of the Rio Grande. Have it. Just promise me you'll put it to good use.
Dr. Freeman, so glad you made it. I've one final accoutrement for you. This is the long jump module. I created it expressly for navigation in the world beyond. I certainly hope you've received long jump training, because once you're in Zen, you'll need it.
It's highly probable that our luck will change. Don't you agree? Freeman, I'm up here. Practice your long jump if you must, but hurry up. Process is
Okay, so this will be it. You can have noticed that the music, when you have passed through those doors into the lab entrance to the main portal, has started, and it ends right when you jump into the portal. So the music duration, as you can notice, is long, exactly how it's supposed to be. It's not too short, it's not too long, and I have tried my best to choose the best music which will somehow, describe the environment in which you are currently in right before you get to Zen. What I mean is on the final battle, of course. Alright, I hope you liked it. And one more thing, you could have noticed that the game music and the music in the battle has maybe been a little bit too bad quality and too loud. Don't worry about it. The reason why it was that bad quality and too loud was because of the way I was recording this video. And you can also notice that my voice is maybe too loud, and that is because of the way I was recording this game, and that is the reason why the music in that battle was maybe a little bit too loud and such a bad quality. But don't worry, in game, when you are actually playing it without listening to this video instead, in game it's going to be a lot better, and it's not going to be lagging like it is, like it was lagging in my video. It's not going to be such a bad quality and all that. So what I'm trying to say is that the way I was recording this video was the reason why it was lagging, why it was maybe working a little bit slower, and why the music quality wasn't so great. But in game, when you are playing it in real time, it's going to work great. The reason I was recording the way I was recording this was the reason why music quality wasn't such a great quality. But in game, when you are going to be playing it, it's going to be a lot better, and it's not going to be lagging, and the quality of the music is going to be a lot better. Oh, and one more thing, you could have probably noticed in the map that there are two bugs. The first bug is when the police officer opens you those 4 doors with the storage area of the weapons. You can have noticed that the first doors are okay. They do not have any bugs, but the second, third, and fourth doors, when they open, you can see missing textures. That is the first bug, but do not worry about it. Just go inside, and the missing textures will appear. They will reappear immediately. If you go outside, the missing textures on the other side will also reappear immediately. And of course, as you can have noticed, the second bug was that main doors which open before the last doors, where the smoke was clearing you from all the, contamination, I guess. When those doors open, you could have also noticed that the missing textures appear again. But just like before, go inside, as you could have seen on the video, and the missing textures will appear, they will reappear again. Same for the opposite. If you go back, they will reappear again. If you go back again, they will reappear again. So it's not going to affect your gameplay or anything else. I'm going to try to fix those 2 bugs in the next few weeks if I find enough time, but I'm really sure, I'm pretty sure it's not going to distract you too much from gaming, because those 2 small bugs are really just there, but once you go into missing textures, they reappear immediately. So, one more time, music is going to be a lot better quality when you are playing it in-game and not by watching this video, because the way I was recording this was the reason why music quality wasn't so great. And those 2 bugs, well, do not worry about it, because if you go into missing textures, the rest of the textures which are missing, or at least you think they are missing, they reappear immediately, and you just play normally as always. Well, I hope you like this, and if you have any comments or questions or anything else, please share them with me here in the comment section on YouTube on this video. You can also contact me on my email address, which is marin.g@hotmail.com, and you can also find me on www.computerforum.com. My nickname over there is STARS, or in short terms, stars. So just contact me anytime you want, and please try to comment as much as possible. I would really like to hear your comments and the way you're thinking about and what you think about this, and I would like to hear your opinions, and if there is something you might like to enhance, please let me know. And yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, by the way, one more thing. I am planning to include more musics in this game from the beginning to end. Don't worry, I am not going to be removing the original musics from their original places, but I am going to add more musics on the places where there is no music. Of course, there's not going to be music through the entire game, but on many parts there was no music, which many of us were expecting it in that moment. At least I did. But there was no music. So that is probably what I'm going to do in the future. That is my future plan, to include more musics in this game, without, of course, removing the originals. And this music which I have just showed you in this video, I'm not going to remove it, I'm going to leave it exactly where it is, and that part of Lambda core is finished. So, well, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions or comments or anything else, please comment here on this video on YouTube, or contact me on computer forum with the nickname stars, that is me, or on my email address marin.g@hotmail.com. Alright, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and that's it. UAC. End of vlog.